Ashwin's astrology. So far we have discussed almost all the basic steps related to Vedic astrology, and now we'll go ahead with the main topic of yogas. So the different planetary combinations forming different kinds of yogas and their results, all this will cover here. So any yoga, when it is formed, we have to first assess the planetary strength. So what is this planetary strength, which we have already discussed in planets and their significations? That is their position. So if the planet is placed in exaltation, it is said to be at 100% strength, and if the planet is placed in Mula Trikona, it is said to be 70 to 80% good strength, and if it is placed in debilitation, it is said to be very weak. So this is the one which we had discussed in the previous session, so you can go back and look to there, and we have just consolidated and put it in a table format for a better understanding. So apart from this planetary strength, that is apart from these three signs, if the planet is placed in its own sign, for Sun, Leo is the own sign, for Moon, Cancer is the own sign, and for Mars, Aries and Scorpio is the own sign, like that, which we have discussed in our first session. So if the planet is placed in their own sign also, it will be at a very good strength. So exaltation, Mula Trikona and own sign will give a very good strength, and if the planet is placed in debilitation, it will be completely said to be weak. So apart from this, we have other 8 to 9 signs where the planet, if placed, what kind of results it will give. So that's why we have to first analyze the natural friendship table. So for every planet, there are certain planets has friends, neutral and enemies. So this we determine considering the Mula Trikona sign of the planet, and from there 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12 sign lords will be friends, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11 lords will be enemies, and the planet which will be falling in both the categories will be neutral. Suppose like Sun, Mula Trikona is Leo, which we know that. From Leo, the second sign, fourth sign, fifth sign, 8, 9, 12 sign lords will be friends. So 4, 5, fourth sign was of Mars, fifth was of Jupiter, 8th was also of Jupiter, and 9th was of also Mars, and 12th was of Moon, that is Cancer. And enemies were 3, 6, 7, 10, 11. So 3 and 10 was Venus, 6 and 7 was Saturn, and 11 was Mercury, and here 2 was Mercury. So because Mercury was falling in both the categories, Mercury is the neutral. So this is the complete natural friendship table. So if Sun is placed in its enemy sign, it is said to not give such good results. Okay, and if the planets are placed in neutral, then also we can expect only moderate results, and if Sun is placed in friendly sign, then it is said to give good results. So this is how we analyze. Apart from this, we have one more way to analyze, that is considering the natural characteristic of the planet. That is, Jupiter and Venus are unconditional natural benefic planets. So these two are most auspicious planets and are said to give good results. Both Jupiter and Venus, these are unconditional benefics. Mercury and Moon are conditional benefics. So based on their position, aspect and conjunction, their results get modified. And for Moon, it's the Paksha Bala, that is from Shukla Paksha Ashtami to Krishna Paksha Saptami, it will be at a very great strength, and from Krishna Paksha Ashtami to Shukla Paksha Saptami, it will be at a not so good strength. And Mercury, that is based on conjunction and aspect, is what Mercury's beneficness also will get determined. So apart from Moon, Mercury, Jupiter and Venus, all other planets are malefics, that is Saturn, Mars and Sun. Mars is considered to be the most malefic along with Saturn, and Sun is said to be least malefic because he is the king also of Sattvic nature and he is a father. So he is strict and disciplinarian, but he is not a malefic. So Mars and Saturn are the natural malefics and they tend to give the negative results, but we have to analyze based on their position as well. So we have one more concept by name natural, that is functional malefic and functional benefic. So for every lagna we will consider that. So for Aries lagna, 1, 5, 9 will be the functional benefics. That is, for Aries lagna, 5th lord is Sun and 9th lord is Jupiter. So they are the functional benefics to this lagna. And also 3, 6, 11, that is 3, 6 and 11 will be the functional malefics. And for 2, 7 will be the Maraka planets, that's a killer. And Badaka will be movable, for movable signs it is 11th house, for fixed sign it is 9th house, and for dual sign it is 7th house. So these are also some of the characteristics which we use to determine the planetary strength. So now let's go ahead with the main topic of us, that is of yogas. The first yoga which we have chosen for this session is Gajakesari Yoga. Gaja means elephant and Kesari means lion. As you can see on the screen, it's one of the wonderful yogas which is formed, and it's a positive yoga. So the main principle of this rule is Jupiter and Moon should be in Kendra to each other. So Kendra we know 1, 4, 7, 10. So wherever Moon is placed, from there Jupiter should be in 4th house, 7th house or 10th house. And similarly for Jupiter also, wherever Moon is placed, Jupiter should be in 4th house, 7th house and 10th house. What are the results of this yoga is intelligence like elephant and courage like lion. We know that lion is the most courageous animal and it's the king of the jungle. And similarly elephant is the most intelligent animal because the largest brain in the land living mammal is of elephant itself. This yoga will give abundance of wealth because Jupiter is the natural Dhanakaraka, so the same characteristics is coming here as well. Successful, long lasting reputation, rise in career and high position. So these are the results which are promised by this yoga, and this yoga gets fructified at its own specific time period. So let's analyze through some horoscopes. This is the chart of Miss Geeta Phogat. She is an Indian wrestler, and we can see here Moon is in Shatabisha Nakshatra conjunct with Rahu, who is the Nakshatra Lord itself, very close, just 2 degrees. Then Jupiter is in Kendra from Moon here, that is in Taurus, and he is retrograde as well, but aspected by its own disposter. So both Moon and Jupiter are aspected by their disposters and also by Sun. So if we see from this Libra Lagna point of view, Jupiter is the 3rd and 6th lord. So this is very important for sports or for any kind of championship, and also for any kind of competitions as well. And 6th lord, that is Jupiter, forming in 8th house, is also forming another yoga, that is Viparit Raj Yoga. So the 6, 8, 12, which we'll cover in a future sessions. And also Venus aspecting Jupiter, another benefic aspecting Jupiter is strengthening the planet and also the house. So this is an 8th house, okay. And also Moon, who is conjunct with Rahu, is aspected by Saturn. This is not a good position in any way, yet the disposta aspecting it will give good amount of strength. So this principle of Gajakesari Yoga is already fulfilled in this chart. So now when we go to fructification of the event, so in Jupiter Mahadasha, in Antardasha of Moon, Jupiter Moon, and in Jupiter is when she won her first ever gold medal. So she won India's first ever gold medal in women's wrestling at Commonwealth Games held in New Delhi. So which was from 3rd to 14th October 2010. So if we see the timeline here as well, at that time it was Jupiter Mahadasha and Moon's Antardasha. And Pratyantardasha also, if we take into account, it will be Rahu and Jupiter both coming into picture. And we know Rahu also has a role to play here because he is conjunct with Moon, and Moon is also in Rahu's Nakshatra. So this is a way we can analyze and find out that the Gajakesari Yoga in her chart helped her to win or uplifted her in her career, and she won India's first ever gold medal in women's wrestling in 2010. Let's take up another chart. This is of Mr. Albert Einstein, the well-known scientist. Moon is in Scorpio and Jupiter is in Kendra from Moon. So thus fulfilling the basic principle of Gajakesari Yoga. So now from seeing from the planetary strength, Moon is debilitated here, but its disposter is exalted. So thus minimizing the negative effects of Moon. And also Jupiter is the lord of 10th house in the 9th house, so it's a Dharma Karmadipati yoga. So it's a different altogether another yoga which is forming in, and there's a 9 and 10 exchange as well. 9th lord Saturn is in 10th house, and 10th lord Jupiter is in 9th house. So this is a Dharma Karmadipati yoga as well as Mahaparivartana yoga. And also for this lagna, Jupiter is Maraka as well, and also Badaka. But Jupiter is well placed in its friendly nakshatra, that is Dhanishta, which belongs to Mars, and Mars is exalted here, which we have already seen. If we see in the D10 Dashamsha also, Jupiter is in its own sign, so which is a good factor, so bringing up the dignity of Jupiter. So the Gajakesari yoga here is better placed, and we can see it is at a very good strength. Now let's see the fructification of Gajakesari yoga in this chart. The highest achievement for which Mr. Albert Einstein is known for is the Nobel Prize. So if we see here, the Nobel Prize in Physics, that is 1921, was announced on November 9th, 1922. So if we see for this day, what was the Dasha, Antardasha, Pratyantar Dasha, we have taken up till the Prana Dasha. So Dasha, Mahadasha was Moon, Antardasha was Mars, Pratyantar Dasha was Rahu, then Sukshma Dasha Saturn, and Prana Dasha, the ending part of is the Jupiter. So both Moon and Jupiter is coming into picture here, and the three lords in between. So let's try to analyze their lordships here. We have already know Moon's dispositor is Mars, and Mars is exalted and is at a very prominent prominent role here, and at a prominent position. And also Mars is conjunct with Rahu here, which we can see, and also Saturn, who is the dispositor of Jupiter and is placed in Jupiter sign, and that is in the 10th house. So that's also very important. And Mars is here 11th lord. For any rewards and recognition, we have to see the 11th lord, and that's what we can see here as well. So all these lords are coming up into this significations here. So Moon, Mars, Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter. So it was on this day the Nobel Prize was announced to Mr. Albert Einstein, and that's what makes him a very well known as well, apart from the theories and laws which he has exhibited in the public forums. And also in 1924, when he got Moon Mahadasha and Jupiter Antardasha itself, that is in 1924 November to 1926 March, we can see there were many other awards which he received. So for example, in 1925, that was in Moon Mahadasha and Jupiter Antardasha, he received Copley Medal, which is one of the most prestigious award of the Royal Society, conferred for sustained and outstanding achievements in any field of science. So this was also awarded to him. And also in 1926, he received gold medal of the Royal Astronomical Society. So these were all the awards which he received, and because of this Gajakesari yoga. So we can see in this time period also he enjoyed the fruits of Gajakesari yoga. Let's take one more chart. This is of Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, one of the biggest business tycoon India has ever seen. That is the founder of Reliance Industries. Moon is in Purvashada Nakshatra, slightly ahead of Sun, so it's a Shukla Pratipada, that is just out of Amavasya. And Jupiter is in 10th house from Moon, thus fulfilling the principle of Gajakesari yoga, that is Jupiter and Moon in mutual kendras. Here the Lagna Lord is Jupiter, and the Lagna Lord only forming this yoga is very auspicious, and that makes Jupiter at a very great strength, because he is in the highest Kendra as well, even though not a friendly sign. But Moon is not at a great strength and is not receiving any benefic aspects as well, but is sitting in a friendly or a good nakshatra, that is Purvashada, which is a benefic planet's nakshatra, that is Venus nakshatra. So when we see from the fructification of this Gajakesari yoga, he had Moon Mahadasha and Jupiter Antardasha from 1949 December to 1951 April. So at this time period, if we see the life event of the person, in 1950 when he was aged 17 years. So if we can see, he was born in 1932. So by 1950 he was aged 17 years, and he sailed to a steerage class to Aden to look for a job, or that is for any job. That is, at the age of this 17, he migrated to the British colony of Aden to join his brother, where he started his career as a clerk at one place where in the whole 1950s, which was the largest transcontinental trading firm east of Suez. So typically his career started, that is his work aspects started from this time period. So we can see Jupiter's and Moon's Gajakesari Yoga also gives the start in career and rise in career. So it started in this Dasha Antardasha. Because of Moon's strength at a not a very good one, even though Jupiter is at a good place, because again it is in 0 degree 9 minutes. So it also makes it pretty weak, because in D9 it is in debilitation sign, and in D10 it is in inimical sign. So that's why this Gajakesari Yoga did give him abundance of wealth and also all other long lasting reputation, also high position, everything, but it made him to start that career from this time period, that is Moon Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha. So this was the chart of Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani to analyze Gajakesari Yoga. So this was all about Gajakesari Yoga. Please like, share and subscribe, and let us know if you also have this yoga, and if you have already gone through that Mahadasha, Antardasha, and what are the kinds of results you had. Kindly comment in the comment box. Thank you, and until we come up with the next yoga, keep watching us and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.